Hello, I'm Ruby Romana and welcome to today's Timeless Card Reading. Now, for this pick a card reading, the subject matter is going to be what I need to do. So that's the question. What I need to do now. Right. And hopefully you like my clock face there, denoting timelessness because it says now. Right, okay, so let's begin. Now, all you really need to do as the viewer, as the querent, as the questioner that's seeking the answer to this question, which is, what do I need to do now? What do I need to do today? What do I need to do without delay, without postponement? Something that needs to be done pretty urgently, pretty immediately for your own self-care and self-love. And let's remember that self-care and self-love isn't selfish at all. It's just what you need. Right, okay, so which card do you feel the most drawn to? Do you feel more drawn to card 1 on the left, or do you feel more drawn to card 2 on the right? So you're going to go for number 1 or number 2. Are you going to veer towards the left, or are you going to veer towards the right? So hopefully you've made up your mind, but if you haven't, just carry on having some kind of intuitive kind of discernment as to which card you're going to choose. Right, so I'm going to begin with card number 1. Right, so let me just move my tab over here a moment. Now I'm going to turn the card over. Oh, and what does it say? It says drop it. So we don't really want the balloon to drop, do we? We don't want the balloon to fall from the sky. That would be a little bit of a calamity, wouldn't it? But drop it. Okay, so the first thing that springs to mind when it comes to drop it is that perhaps you've had some kind of dispute, perhaps somebody's let you down, maybe there's been crossed wires, that kind of thing, but you need to let it go now. You need to forgive and move on. So perhaps it's a family member, perhaps it's your romantic partner, perhaps it's your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or it could be your mother or father, brother or sister, cousin, uncle, aunt, etc., etc. Or it could be a good friend. Or for that matter, it could even be somebody in your professional life for that matter, couldn't it? But there's something that you do need to let go of, something that's been niggling at you, and you need to drop it. You need to let it go, forgive, and kind of let it just out into the ether, out into the universe, out into the fresh air. So it might even be that you need to forgive yourself for something. Maybe you did something and perhaps you feel like you let yourself down, or you let other people down, and you feel kind of quite perturbed and quite annoyed and disappointed in yourself. Well, again, please drop it, just let it go, and you will feel so much better. And that perhaps could be your positive affirmation for the day. You could just say to yourself, I now drop it. Just look in the mirror. I now drop it. Really feel it. Breathe in. I now drop it. Breathe it out. I now drop it. I drop it, I release it, I let it go. I forgive, I forget. Great. So, okay then. So, let's go on to the second card for this. What I need to do now, timeless card reading. So, okay, we've got card number 2. So, if you didn't choose the first card, let me just put the tab back there. If you didn't choose this card here, then you're going to be going for card number 2, or you want to take the right hand card. So, ooh, what have we got here? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. In fact, I like the synchronicity between these two cards. We've got drop it, tell the truth. Perhaps you need to tell the truth and then drop it. But because this is a pick a card, then obviously if you went for this card, then you really need to focus on dropping it. But this card here, yes, you need to tell the truth. So, has somebody upset you in some kind of way? Or is there perhaps, I don't know, is there just something that's been kind of isn't quite right, that's been niggling at you again? perhaps somebody is expecting you to do something and you really don't want to do this thing, or perhaps somebody's just putting too much pressure on you, or maybe they've just got too much of an expectation in you. So perhaps they've started to rely on you too much and you feel like maybe you feel too obliged, and you don't really want to have to feel that way when it comes to perhaps taking on someone else's burden. So perhaps that's going on, but there is something that you haven't been totally honest about. So this could be in your personal private life, it could be a friendship, it could be a relative, it could be your husband, wife, girlfriend or boyfriend, etc. But there's just something, perhaps somebody else that's close to you, or even somebody in your workplace, that they've perhaps got the wrong impression in some way, and you need to tell the truth. And as we can see here, we've got a young lady, we've got a woman that sat at her table, sat at her desk, and she's got, as you can see, look, she's got some paper and she's got a pen. It looks like one of those lovely fountain pens, doesn't it? But anyway, perhaps there's just several lies going on. Perhaps there's a few self-deceptions going on even. And perhaps maybe you need to do what she's doing here. And perhaps you just need to kind of write things down, make a few notes to yourself. Try to, because if there isn't anything that you can instantaneously think of that perhaps you haven't been quite telling the truth to yourself or somebody else, maybe there's some kind of porky pie buried, more deeply within your subconscious, and you need to maybe just kind of retrieve that. So, and if you can't still grasp what that porky pie, or that pork pie, which is Cockney rhyming slang for lie, if you can't quite coax that lie or that self-deception out within yourself, then perhaps an affirmation would be something like, I tell the truth to myself and others. Okay, and keep repeating that affirmation, and you might find that you'll have a dream, a useful dream. Perhaps that dream will give you a clue as to what you haven't been quite telling the truth about. But this is something quite important, and something that's, that you really do need to sort out. And once you've told the truth, you feel a lot better, don't you? Sometimes we don't want to let somebody down, but when we, approach the subject matter in a wholesome way, in a kindly way, without kind of, saying things that are going to hurt the person that needs to perhaps hear the truth, you will feel so much better. You will feel as though a weight has been truly lifted. So there you go. So now perhaps these cards mean something else to you, and maybe you could leave a comment in the comments section. So just let me know what drop it means to you, or tell the truth means to you. And please like this video, and please subscribe to this video. And above all else, remember that what you need to do is you need to take good care of yourself right now. Positive vibes from me to you. Bye.